Alrighty, gonna edit a couple pictures for the world to see. These are the ones I chose. I already edited this one just for practice, so I'm gonna go ahead and reset that. Okay. I guess we'll just start with this one. Okay, get rid of this. Alright, so I'm gonna be going off presets I use because I don't want to fully give out everything I do, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of want to give out the general work I do to edit my pictures. So really when I apply these presets to edit my pictures, it's going to be changing the tone curve, and it's going to be all these colors changed too, inside of the tone curve. And also all my colors are manipulated in certain ways to give me the tone I want. So when I use a preset, the picture is going to look a lot different, but I'm just going to show you what I do from that point on. So I'm going to look through what I have here. This is one of my favorites, so I'm just going to go with that. Right off the bat, it looks pretty good, but it looks a little bright. So I'm going to take that down just a tad. Brings out a lot more detail in his face, especially. Really over here is where it's coming up. Looks a little too dark now, though. That looks good. Contrast, I don't really mess around with that. The white balance already looks good. Yeah. That looks good. Yeah. I'll just leave it like that. Okay, highlights, let's see what that does. Ooh, probably bring that down a little bit. Shadows. Yeah, bring up those shadows. Get details back here. And whites, what do we got? Ooh, yeah, I don't want that. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Clarity. Yeah, I don't want to add too much, so I'm going to just give it 5. Just cuz. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm just going to sharpen it up and probably call it a day, honestly. It looks good. Use masking. That looks pretty good. Yeah, a little vignette. Feather it off just a tad. Yeah, I guess that'd be it for that one. Before and after. It's the original. That is the final product. Alright, next one. Okay. Let's see where to start with that one. That looks pretty good, but I feel, yeah, I will go with that one. Okay, probably bring up the exposure just a tad. I like it right there. It looks like this preset already fucked around with all my stuff, so I'm just gonna reset all of this for the sake of the video. Okay, bring up the exposure. Shadows. Wow. Bring those highlights back down clearly. Whites look pretty harsh. Maybe lower the exposure one more too. Since this is not a portrait, I can really put clarity into it too. That looks good. Nice and sharp. Give it some nice vignette. Give it that dark vibe that it has in the picture. I definitely want to crop it a little bit. Looks a little unstraight. Okay. Looks good. Leave it right there. Maybe mess around with the white balance a little bit. Let's just see if I'm missing out on anything. Give it a greener vibe. Okay, that looks good. Still looks a little unstraight to me though. Alright. Show you the before and after really quick. Reset. That's what it looked like when we first started. That's finished product. And for our final photo, can edit this picture of Trent. Let's see where to start with this one. Guess we'll go with this one again. Right off the bat, it's obviously way too bright, so I'm just going to tone it down a hair. Keep going. That looks good. That looks good. It's definitely not straight or in the middle whatsoever either. That looks good. Alrighty. Highlights, probably a big deal in this picture. I kind of want to burst out the highlights just a little bit. Just to dramatize the picture. I'll just leave it how it was, actually. It looked pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to leave the shadows dark. I really want to stress the fact that outside is a much better place than inside of this place, because this place was a total shithole. Still really cool to walk around and take pictures of, though. Almost got a ticket for being here, but she let us go, thank God. Up the clarity a tad. Looks pretty good. As far as white balance, I think it honestly looked good how it was, but yeah, it looks good how it is. Maybe change it just a little bit. Yeah, it looks good. Okay. Obviously, I want to be skipping all this because my presets just do that for me. I don't want to show you how I specifically do that, but yeah. It really makes my pictures though, because like look when I turn off the tone curve. Completely different. Like all my colors and tones is really in the curve. So yeah. You're lucky you even get to see that. Alrighty. Sharpen that up. And finish it off a little bit. And since, I'm going to up the exposure one. And then I'm going to give it some vignette. Because I like to do that. Then feather it off just a tad. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. I guess we'll stop right there. Yeah, that looks good. Pretty sharp. Before and after. That's the original. That is a finished product. I will show you these in full size really quick. Alrighty. All these are from a shoot in Milwaukee. We went to this abandoned building and explored a little bit, me and this guy right here. And it was a good time. Besides almost getting a ticket. So yeah.